when someone finally gets to the point, or you finally get to the point where you say, I have had it. I absolutely deserve better. That is when the shift starts happening in our life. And I feel like no time before that do we get as serious, as dedicated, as self motivated than once we get to the point of sheer frustration that we've had enough and you know that you deserve better. And so that could be from a personal standpoint, that could be a relationship, that could be your career, that could be something within your business, it could be your body. Like I've had enough of feeling this way. I know I deserve a better quality of life. So I'm finally going to get on this Peloton that I pay for every single month, right? Or I'm finally like going to end this relationship because I know that I deserve better. And so I'm bringing that up because I think once you get to that point, then activating the 14 components of mindset really starts to kick in, right? And so I've had enough. I know that I deserve better is really for me like that first part, right? The ideation part. This is the idea, right? The idea is I deserve better. And so then if I know that I deserve better and that is the idea that I'm going to move forward with, and that is the mindset shift that I need to have is I know that I deserve better. And then designing or defining what better is. What does that actually look like for you? And then what do I plan to do as a result of that? The intention part of it. Like now this is a priority because I'm so sick and tired of feeling this way or doing this thing or not having this thing. So I'm going to put attention to that, right? And now that I put attention to it and it's a priority for me, now I'm going to put action behind it. What am I going to do as a result of knowing that I have had enough? This is the final straw. This is the last leg. And I know that I deserve better. And so then if you don't have the thing that you need or the skill set that you need, that's where acquisition comes into play, right? Being able to communicate to other people that they now know that you have set different standards in your life, different standards in your relationship, in your career, your work environment, your family, your kids, or whatever, communicating that to them is where communication comes a part of that. But then also, there is now a new story that you have to tell yourself. So how you communicate that to yourself now becomes a priority and one of the components of mindset, right? Now that you're dedicated, right, you start putting the systems in place, you start putting the processes in place, you start avoiding this and not doing this, or doing this and not doing that, or avoid eating this as opposed to that. You start making different decisions because you're dedicated to it, right? Determination is your drive. What wakes you up and keeps you committed to this every single day? Now that you said, I have had enough, and I absolutely deserve more. And so your expectations now change, right? Because you are expecting a life that's inside of this new identity that you've assumed because you know that you deserve better. So once you've defined what better looks like for you, you now have a different expectation. The people that you're with are different because you don't want that old life, right? Like if you were smoking and you don't want to smoke anymore, your expectation is to be around people who are in the environment that breathe the fresh air that you want to breathe as a result of this, right? Your expectations of the people that are around you are completely different. Your evaluations, right? So how do you track the progress? We're gonna forget that he just came out that room, right? How do you track the progress? How do you know that you're making headway? The only way to do that is you have to evaluate where you've come from, the benchmarks of progress along the way, and ultimately where you plan to go. And then automations. How do you make this a habit? Right. And so most people say it takes 30 days to form a habit. How committed and dedicated are you over the next 30 days so that this is the thing that turns into a habit because you said, I've had enough, right? Succession, right? How do you keep this going? That's the other part of that. So planning for the future of once you get to the point where you've had your level of success in doing this, it's habit forming. You realize that you define what you do deserve and you're living in that. How do you keep that going? How do you plan for the next levels of that? What does that look like for you for the next 5 to 10 years or so? And then obligations, right? Obligations. Who is holding you accountable to this mindset shift? Who is holding you accountable to this new behavior? Who is holding you accountable to this new identity? Because you've now become the person that can consistently do this thing because you've said, I am tired, I'm done, I've had enough, and I know that I deserve better. So go on and live and get to your better. Sit in that frustration for as long as you have to, right? Not too long. But once you sit in that frustration long enough and you decide that you deserve better, you will and truly, in fact, deserve better and attract everything that you need. And so I wanted to chat through that because I feel like that is the point. Honestly, when someone says, I am done, I deserve better, I think that is a statement that has made more millionaires and billionaires in this world because now you realize that there's a problem and you are the conduit to the solution. And until you get that frustration so high, oftentimes it will not enact the change that we need within ourselves and our companies and our careers and our communities and our families and others. So go out and be great and go out and build the life that you deserve. Bye.